I guess I'll just cut this poor little heart in half. Hey friends, it's time for another review, and in today's video I'm actually going to be reviewing the Blendiful Makeup Blending Sponge by Tati Beauty. We are going to be testing out one side of my face using just makeup brushes, and then the other side of my face using just the Blendiful. And then in the end, you're going to want to stick around because I'm going to be cutting this pretty thing open to see what's inside and what makes the Blendiful sponge so unique. Tati has been one of the only YouTube makeup artists that I've watched since I was a teenager, mainly because I just really loved her unbiased reviews, and her makeup was something that I always thought that I, as a normal human being, can wear. I do enjoy Tati's videos and her makeup tutorials. I will be completely objective in my review. As always, I paid for this sponge with my own money. Now, I quickly just want to mention I'm not a makeup artist. I don't do makeup on other people. I'm not a makeup professional, anything. I just do makeup on my own self. And as always, if you are new here, my name is Stacey. I'm a mom of 3 kiddos. I love doing reviews, cleaning motivation, lifestyle videos, and if I can share something useful with you guys, I do it. So if you like that kind of stuff, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. Alright, so now that I have my skin just freshly cleaned and prepped like I normally would, I'm going to be taking this side and using my regular brushes as I normally would, and then going on to the flip side, I will be using the Blendiful sponges on this side. Taking 2 pumps of my foundation, and I always just use like a kabuki style brush because I really like to just buff the foundation into my skin. Right now that foundation is done. Now I'm going to move on to the Blendiful side. Same thing, I'm going to apply my under eye concealer, but instead of using my fingers, I'm actually going to try out using this baby Blendiful that also comes in the set. Just like as first impressions, I feel like for the under eye area, you really do need the warmth of your fingers to really blend that in. So I have a lot of like blue tint in the inner corners of my eyes. So I feel like I really do need to use my fingers to apply this. To be fair, because in all reality, I don't use a brush on this side to blend this in anyways. So we're gonna be fair and also use my fingers for this part. I'm gonna dip that in. Okay. And I guess I'll just use like patting motions. I use buffing motions with my brush, but for this we will use patting. It is extremely comfortable to put on. Like the light tapping motion feels very airy, and I almost prefer it to the feeling of the brushes actually. So now let's just take a quick side-by-side comparison. 2 pumps on this side and then 2 pumps as well on this side. So here is the brush side. I feel like it's not too bad. I feel like around here it's a little iffy. I could definitely do a better job blending that. And then going on to this side, which is the Blendiful side, I feel like the application is a little bit more even here. I don't know, I really do like it. I feel like the application of this is extremely easy, extremely effortless, versus like a kabuki or like a very dense bristle brush where you're kind of buffing it in. And I feel like sometimes if you have very sensitive or dry skin, especially in the winter, when you're using like a very dense brush and you're trying to buff foundation, you're actually exfoliating the top layer of your skin with the makeup on. If I go and buff in way too hard, what I'm doing is I'm creating like a pilling effect of makeup. I end up actually taking layers of foundation off. But with using this, what I have noticed that it's very light, and all you're doing really is you're just doing little tapping motions. You're not like swirling it in, and you're not exfoliating the top layer of your skin. You're just gently pressing the foundation in. Very easy to hold on to as you're patting everything in. I honestly feel like transitioning from a brush to a beauty blender was more work, because with the beauty blender, number one, you have to get it wet, and then you really had to like tap 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 tap, and sometimes it was too much bouncing around and I felt like it absorbed too much of the product. No product absorbed into the sponge or the material itself. everything is just superficial and up on top over here just from, you know, me applying the actual makeup. But there, it doesn't look like it's holding any foundation inside, which is awesome. You squeeze out a beauty blender or any beauty blender type of sponge, you can see all of that makeup that's coming off of there. With this is great. You're not wasting any makeup whatsoever. Application of the bronzer was actually very simple as well. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my face off. I'm actually gonna try and use this little baby Blendiful to use for my highlight. So let's try that on. And that works beautifully. I feel like this product is absolutely amazing for cream products. Love that this side is pretty natural. I don't know, what do you guys think? I mean, don't get me wrong, I still like the application of my brushes. I feel like it did a great job, but I feel like this side is definitely more subtle and natural, and kind of digging it. Give you guys a quick close-up. Don't judge the skin too harshly, I'm working on that. So this is the brush side and the Blendiful side. Brush versus Blendiful. Here's my final takeaway. For foundation, this guy, I absolutely love it. And let me tell you why. Because I'm going to show you the inside of my kabuki brush over here. This is the inside of a brush. Yes, it needs to be washed. But look at all of that foundation that's been soaked into this brush. But if you look on the inside, there is absolutely nothing in there. It's not holding any foundation whatsoever. In the long run, this guy is going to be way more economical as far as your foundation, especially if you are investing in a better foundation that's more expensive. This guy is not going to waste it for you. I absolutely love, it's almost like an airbrushed flawless look and finish to the skin, so I'm very pleased with that. And now on to finding out what the heck is inside of these. So when I first received the Blendiful, I took it out of the package. What I noticed is that the material is extremely similar to my kids' like baby blankets, so I actually got one of my kids' blankets out to show you guys so you guys can compare. Super soft. It's like a baby blanket feeling with a bit of like sponge inside, and we're gonna cut this open in just a bit to see what it's really like inside. So here's my kid's blankie. I don't know if I can show this to you guys, but it also has that very similar material to it. Super soft, super silky. So here are my final takeaways on Tati's Blendiful brushes. I think that these Blendiful brushes are something that are not just a gimmick. They're not a product that's just here for a few weeks, kind of like this silicone blending sponges that were on for a couple of weeks until people realize that it's just sloshing product all over your face. I feel like this is an actually useful product. Love that you can wash this very easily, wring it out even after each use, and kind of hang it up to dry somewhere like a little hook or something, and you don't have to wait to wash your makeup sponges, your brushes. Realistically, how often are you washing your beauty blender? How often are you washing your makeup brushes? And that bacteria is really building up. But with this guy, I feel like after each use, you can take some cosmetic cleaner or whatever it is that you use to normally wash your brushes, give it a quick rinse and hang it up to dry, and it's ready for your next application. And that way you're really preventing that buildup of bacteria, especially if you're someone like me who struggles with acne as it is. I really don't need another product that's going to cause me to break out. So in terms of functionality, I think that these guys are super great. It's gonna last you a long time. It doesn't waste product, and it was just easy peasy to use, like super simple. I really can't say a whole lot negative about this thing. Only thing that I can maybe think of with these guys that I can kind of say is that it probably wouldn't work great for a powder. So for like a powdered blush, the last and most fun part, I was going to cut this guy in half to see what's inside, but after using it, I would be so sad to tear this guy up. So I'm just going to cut open this little baby over here. Ooh, that sounded wrong. The baby Blendiful, and I'm going to see what's inside here. I guess I'll just cut this poor little heart in half. Okay, so this, what's inside is actually not what I expected to be inside. That's interesting. So it is a sponge. but I was expecting a much more like dense sponge. So it's like a very light and porous sponge that's inside here. So the cool thing is that it's going to keep its form and keep its shape because of the way that this sponge is formed, and it's got lots of space for like air to flow through it, which means it's going to dry a lot quicker and it's not going to hold the product in, and it's also not going to hold moisture in, which is awesome because you don't want anything holding moisture in because it's going to grow bacteria. So that's really cool. And then the outside is that wonderful soft fiber that's on the inside. So cream stuffed Oreo. I'm sad that I killed this one, but for the sake of showing you guys what's in here. So that was really cool. So here are my final takeaways. I think Tati did an awesome job. As with any product that she launches, she does a ton of research. She makes sure that the product that she launches and puts out is actually worthwhile and is going to be useful to the customer that buys it. I'm going to have better control of cleaning my applicator, and I know that in turn it's also going to help me out with making sure that my face doesn't get bacteria on it from like the dirty brushes or dirty sponges, because like I said, you're not going to be able to wash a sponge or a makeup brush every single day, but with this guy you could definitely put a little bit of soap on here, wring it out, hang it up to dry, and it's ready for you to use next application. Well, as always, thank you guys so much for watching to the end. I have some Lumi deodorant videos that I did right here not too long ago, and I'll actually link them for you guys in the description box down below so you guys can go and check those out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I so appreciate your feedback, your likes, your comments, your subscriptions. Thanks for everything. I'll see you guys in my next one.